Hi there and welcome my friends to Dev Diary 113 wonderful views of Crusader Kings 2. Continuing the wonderful news from last week, we now have a look on the details of the wonders that will be coming to Crusader Kings 2 in a free patch. So that it's first about the dynamic naming feature of the new wonders, then about dynamic backgrounds and graphics. And then, that's the most important thing, it's about the gameplay changes of the wonders when they level up, because they can level up from 1 to 4, and the upgrades of the wonders that are available at every stage of the wonder. So, first, dynamic naming. What does that mean? So, for example, you build a cathedral. Then the cathedral is in Stockholm. Then it will be the Cathedral of Stockholm. After building a spikes upgrade, this might become the Bloody Cathedral of Stockholm. And there's also a dynamic description that works just like the naming system, but more detailed. Let's have a look here. For example, that grand cathedral in the mountains of Leon. The Holy Cathedral has for months inspired many pious men and women. So you have the mountains, you have where it is in Leon, and you have the Holy Cathedral, and you see it gives piety. Then you have that Upland Temple on the plains of Upland. The Silent Temple has for months inspired many pious men and women. So it goes after every of the modifiers and where it is and about the landscape it is in. So I think that dynamic naming is pretty cool, but I'd like an option to have, the option to name them yourselves. And I think there will be a mod for it. Call me on it. So then there's something dynamic to an extent as well, background of the wonder and the stages of the wonder. So for each of the 4 stages, there's a different picture, like getting more detailed, like from 1 or even before that, you have an in construction picture of people working there. And then you have the different stages that go more and more into detail, and you have certain turrets here and something like that. So, and it may even be after destroyed in ruins. And the background of that depends on where you are in the world, desert, jungle, snow, etc. So finally, we have the gameplay changes. So first, that's the basic thing. You have these levels here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get monthly prestige, as you can see here, 1.01 per level. So at stage 1, that's the basic thing you get for the wonder, 1.01 prestige per month. At level 2, you get 0.02 prestige and so on. Then that's not the meat. The meat is the upgrades. You have owned upgrades and available upgrades. As you can see, you get upgrade slots here depending on the level. Like for level 1, you get 2 slots. For level 2, you get 4 slots. Probably for level 3, you get 6 slots. And probably for level 4, you get 8 slots, but there might be some finisher completion bonus in level 4. You never know. Let's have a look at the upgrades. So this is split into owned upgrades and available upgrades, so you can see what effects it already has. And you can see these effects are a lot stronger than monthly prestige plus 0.02. For example, in the Grand Cathedral, you have siege defense plus 10% and monthly piety plus 0.05 from one upgrade alone, the catacombs here, and then the stained glass windows gives you temple vassal opinion plus 5, which is also, I think it's the equivalent of a technology level, which is very, very strong. And you could get, in the Grand Cathedral here, you could get 2 more upgrades that will be shown in the available upgrades. For example, the bloody spikes we had earlier. Then you have the Upland Temple. You can see you have 2 out of 2 upgrades there. For example, the Sacred Grove gives you local revolt risk minus 10%. And you have the spikes that have already been mentioned, giving you siege defense plus 15%, which is very strong, especially in the plains. So it gives you a nice defensive bonus there. So I think that's a pretty good system because having the meat of the gameplay in the upgrades gives you more control about the kind of wonder you have there. And I expect also, depending on the type of wonder you have, you will get different upgrade options. So that is a great project to, well, customize your empire more. So then we have the progress bars. The progress bars determine when you can level up your wonder. As you can see in the Grand Cathedral, you can probably level it up right now because that bar has filled, and in the Upland Temple, that bar still needs some work. So what will be necessary to do that? Probably an amount of time and resources, but knowing Crusader Kings 2, it will probably be some decisions to make, like in the search for the artifacts or something like that. So we'll have new decisions, probably bound to the building or to the being there of a wonder. And that these decisions will probably, if they do it right, be bound to what kind of wonder you have there. Wouldn't that be great? If you have a library, that could be bound to your learning skill. If you have cathedral, that could be bound, to your learning skill as well. But it could be religious decisions instead of like research decisions, and so on and so on. There might be a military academy, and that military academy, you have to take decisions or you have to make progress depending on your martial skill, for example. I think that's going to be cool. So I think that was a pretty good dev diary, and that is reflected here as well. Tell me what you think about it. Do you have more ideas about that, or what could determine the progress bar, for example? Thank you for watching. Happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel signing out. Have a great time until next time, and happy gaming.